You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It's Belynda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your weekly prediction edition for the NBC streaming soap opera. As always, all my predictions are based on confirmed official network soaps. I've got a prediction for Holly and EJ, one for baby Jude and Sloan, one for Stefan, Chanel, and Johnny, one for Everett, and one for stinky Clyde Weston. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. And let's dig right in. My first prediction, I believe that Holly Jonas is going to rage at EJ DiMera. So Holly Jonas seems to right now have no idea that EJ DiMera falsely accused Tate Black of drugging her and had him arrested when there was only circumstantial evidence and firm evidence that out of the two of them, she was the druggie, not him. They had eyewitness evidence stating that. So when Tate shows up to see Holly, she's thrilled. They kiss. But I bet he's going to ask what she remembers and is going to reveal what her stepdad has been doing to him while she has been in a coma. They make out for a minute, but they're busted by mom and stepdad EJ, who is convinced that Tate roofied her, obviously to date rape her. I mean, that's the only reason you roofie someone, that or human trafficking, all I can think of. And either of those is a nasty assumption on EJ's part. I think he thinks the worst of people because he's such a bag of crap himself, who has done horrible things, drug dealing, thuggery, murder, mayhem. So EJ is going to have Tate re-arrested at the mansion, and that means that Tate might lose the slot in the halfway house and have to go back to real big boy jail. Holly is going to lose it on EJ and rage, and I think Holly will finally come clean that those were her drugs. She was scared to tell the truth, but we know she remembers, and I think hearing what EJ has done to Tate will have her coming clean at long last. So, spoilers for this. Monday, the 11th, Tate climbs in through her window and they kiss. Tuesday, the 12th, EJ and Nicole catch them making out. And by Friday, the 15th, Tate is arrested again as Holly begs EJ not to call the cops, and Nicole sides with her daughter. My second prediction, I think Jude's christening is going to be what snaps Sloan's brain finally. We've got little baby Jude Brady's christening coming soon. We're going to have Marlena, John, EJ, Nicole, and Holly there, among others. Surely Roman and Kate will be there too, although the photo I've seen didn't have them in it. And of course, we're going to have recast Sloan, who right now is played by Natasha Hall, doing those christening scenes. We know from Ken Corday that Sloan is going to find a way to give back the baby without giving away the whole scheme. She is none too happy that Nicole and Holly basically bullied Eric into accepting a reception at the DiMera mansion after the christening. And all of this, I think, is going to be just too much. And it's what's going to make Sloan snap and decide she's got to find a way to give back that kid. Leo Stark, of course, is going to be involved in all this, and he's not going to let up on the pressure until she does. And I think the christening is going to set him off as well. Spoilers tied to this. On Thursday, the 14th, Roman, Eric, Marlena, and John are at the pub talking about the christening plan. So it looks like it is probably going to come maybe on Friday, but probably the week after. We'll see. Our third prediction, Stefan DiMera may crash Johnny and Chanel's honeymoon. So we have Johnny and Chanel DiMera heading off on a honeymoon soon. Everything was on hold because Paulina was dying. But, you know, she is getting a miracle cure, and it seems like visiting angel, who is likely Lexi Carver, is going to cure her heart condition. And with Paulina cured, there is no reason for Johnny and Chanel to postpone their honeymoon anymore. But I bet she doesn't want to go too far away just because, you know, her mom has just come out of this near-death thing. So Sarah Horton offers Johnny and Chanel the Horton cabin, and It seems kind of strange. I mean, Johnny can afford to take them anywhere, so I have to wonder why the cabin. Obviously, it's for a storyline reason. It's remote and rustic, not exactly the kind of accommodations that Chanel and Johnny prefer. They're kind of a first-class sort of couple, so this seems suspicious. And we have two people on the loose next week, bad people, Clyde Weston and his much younger lover, Officer Goldman, and also Stefan DiMera, attempted murderer of police officer Harris. Detective Harris is on the loose too. Clyde was supposed to be getting on an aircraft with his gal pal, but Stefan just ran off to avoid arrest. But we know he's not going to go too far without Gabby. If you recall, last week, EJ demanded that Stefan hand over his shares in the company, his assets, and run away or else. So Stefan agreed, but is Stefan hiding at the Horton cabin, biding his time, trying to figure out how to save Gabby and run away with her too? So will Stefan's nephew and his new wife find Uncle Stefan there? If so, maybe he's going to tell Johnny what a total turd burger that his dad has been. I mean, someone should, because EJ has been an out of control dipstick for months now, just so frustrating with his terrible behavior. All right, spoilers around this. On Monday, we have Paulina's miracle cure. By Thursday, the cardiology tests confirm the cure. That same day, Chanel and Johnny head to the cabin for their honeymoon. And on Friday the 15th, Harris is grilling EJ and wants to know where Stefan has run off to. Well, he may not know, or maybe he, because he just told him to run off. But I feel like Stefan could be lurking and they may find him there. We'll see. My fourth prediction, Everett Lynch's dad is diabolical. Has he blocked malevolent memories of his daddy? So we had Everett talking with Marlena Evans this past week. Of course, his full real name is Robert Everett Stein, and his mom's maiden name was Lynch. So Everett, Bobby's alter ego that most people know, except for Jada, it seems, is his middle name and his mom's former last name. Curiously, when Marlena helped Everett retrieve memories, he had none of his father. So I suspect maybe his dad is some sort of bad guy and he has blocked memories that traumatized little Bobby and caused this split personality thing to happen. I mean, the trauma and the dual personalities, the emotional trauma, were already in place before the car crash that caused the traumatic brain injury that caused the coma. But the coma really has nothing to do with the more than one personality because that pre-existed all of that. So the fact that Jada knew Bobby and Stephanie knew Everett in Seattle confirms that. So yeah, with that missing mental gap of Papa Stein, my money is that he is the guy to blame for what is wrong inside Everett's noggin. We have 0 Everett spoilers for next week, though. This one, rather, is based on the scenes with Marlena this past week and him talking about his dad and just a hunch I have. All right, my fifth and final prediction, Clyde Weston, not done yet. Maybe not. Last week, we saw Clyde Weston and his new lady love, Dirty Cop Goldman, getting frisky before getting the heck out of Dodge. By the way, she is 32. He is 70. He looks damn good for 70, doesn't he? But still 70. That's like more than double her age. Ew. All right. Remember, part of the escape plan was to have a plane waiting to spirit Clyde out of Salem and far away from Statesville Prison. His much younger lover told Ava how much she likes Clyde's man parts and then told her that she made sure Tripp wouldn't survive. And then she took off with her granddaddy boyfriend. I am not certain, though, that Clyde is really gone and done. He was making lots of money with his lucrative drug operation. So why would he just leave it? I mean, obviously he doesn't want to be in jail. Maybe he's got enough money squirreled away and they can have their happily ever after. But Clyde isn't a happily ever after kind of guy. He's a bad guy, I think, who likes doing bad things. He likes doing crime. So he may want to keep the drugs running. I mean, he's lost all his leverage. The only thing he really still has left that he could probably do something about was Gabby in prison. But with Stefan on the run, that's not going to help him much. But I just feel like overall, Clyde's not done. he hasn't been done in years. He's been on here for years and years, and they never have killed him off. I think they're going to have to kill him and kill him real dead, because we know they like to resurrect people before I believe it. And I just have to wonder, why they would let him go without answering for any of these crimes, unless they're just going to write him off and then bring him back another day down the road. But for me, I feel like that we're still waiting on a big showdown with him and Harris, maybe with Stefan, Harris, Ava versus Clyde, along with everybody else in town that hates him, people like Chad DiMera and EJ DiMera too. If not right now, maybe Clyde will slither away and then slither back in time for May sweeps, because he needs to go down and get a permanent dirt nap. Am I right? All right, Wednesday and Thursday, the 13th and 14th, Steve, John, and Ava are all upset that Clyde got away from them. I'm sure the guys are going to blame Ava for going rogue on the plan. And then on Friday the 15th, Harris grills EJ on where Stefan has gone to. It feels like there are still so many loose ends dangling, and that's why I just don't think this thing with Clyde is really over and done. But of course, we'll just have to wait and see. All right, those are all of my predictions for this prediction edition. If you have not, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. And definitely come back every day. We're here talking Days of Our Lives 7 days a week like clockwork. If you want your latest days, come here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, it's Belynda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.